Hello, this is Mark Cashman, and this is my hackathon submission. You are going to see one single list, multiple pages with some automation. I'm doing it all within a single site, but definitely encouraging people to be able to submit ideas and then have those be actionable. This is our homepage. If anybody comes to the marketing site, they would see the marketing calendar, which becomes super important all throughout this demo and this hack. This is our marketing calendar in calendar view, but the real value comes when we actually start to see the full marketing list and what I've done with it to leverage it across multiple pages with different intent, different context. So let's take a quick look at the full list just to orient you around what's in this marketing list. And I'll go into expanded mode here, and I'll even go into full mode in the full browser just so you can see everything. So this is the list in all of its glory in terms of what we're tracking both in the past and in the future. You'll see most of the past items are the easiest to see because they're listed as published. That becomes important when we get to some of the automation. And of course, what's coming. Different types of activities like our Asks in Praxis webinar, blog posts, newsletters, and of course events that we participate in. So this is the full list if you were to see it. That's if you click into the full list itself and everything that we track across all the list items. But let's go into one specific content type for us. We obviously have the Ask Some Praxis bi-weekly free webinar where we put out some of our knowledge and of course very much look forward to the engagement. So this is a very specific page that I've designed around a view on the list. In this case I'm using gallery view to highlight both past and future ones that we have planned. The past ones commonly have a finished graphic, they're published, they have a date. There's always more information, but this is just the rough view and gallery view just to see the basics. So this really highlights one area of lists, gallery view, and the use of it. It's not a new list, but it's within the context of this page where we look at both past and future episodes, related resources, links to our website, where the videos end up on YouTube, and some of the things that people can leverage, especially the official PowerPoint that we use for each webinar. You can see I've used the YouTube web part here to show the latest episode, and then down below is our primary graphic. So again, in context of Asks in Praxis, I'm seeing the list to show only Asks in Praxis items, and in this case I'm using gallery view so they're more visual. I'm also leveraging the SharePoint agent that's a part of our tenant, which is actually programmed with all of the transcripts from each of the episodes. So in this case, I'm just using the agent link web part, which, as you would expect, when I click it, loads up the agent here on the right-hand side, of which then I can query. Did we talk about Microsoft 365 learning pathways? And you'll see this is a functioning against just the transcripts in a specific library that we manage and of course create per episode. And then we'll see if this returns back information that lets us know, yes, indeed we did talk about it in two episodes, episode 110 and episode 103, with some additional mentions across other areas. So that's great. We've got a place where people can query what we've done in the past, and certainly not to repeat it if it's just something that tells us, nope, we've already covered that, we should cover something else. So that's one configuration of that same list from our master to just Asks in Praxis items. Now we're going to click into another page that I created just for events, and I might go a little bit faster just so you get the sense that it's the same list using multiple views. And in this context, I'm just using a standard out-of-the-box grid view. But in this case, just for events, things that are listed as content type event. And you can see I've kind of detailed out some of the things that are helpful to know. Which one of our team members is going to that event? Is there a main graphic that we can leverage for our social outreach and support of that event? And of course, you start to see as I scroll down upcoming events with the context around who's going and how are we preparing for it in the document library where we store our materials, whether they're social graphics or final presentations and PowerPoints and all of that good stuff. Next page is we publish newsletters on a quarterly basis. And in this case, you can see one of the fall newsletters highlighted me joining the team. Yay, Mark, woohoo! But anyway, this is the hero image of each newsletter. Next, we talked about the Collab Days New England. And you get a sense, these are all the newsletters that we have either published and sent or are planning. Now, here's where it gets interesting, how you can configure lists to be, again, a simple view of the main list, but it is just upcoming events. So nothing in here will be of this date or in the past. We wouldn't show those. Only from this date going forward, all the upcoming events and the various places where we're going to amplify and advertise and post things to. So this kind of looks familiar if you remember looking at the main list. I didn't really change too much here. It's just anything from today going forward. But now you start to see some of the things that we're taking advantage of with the new Quick Steps column. I just called it Actions, and there are two of them configured here. One where you can start a chat in Teams on a specific item, and this chat actually will start a chat with the author. It's the way it's programmed. And a simple one where you can click this button and say we're done, which effectively changes it from planned or any other status to published. So it's just a nice quick step, literally, to mark something as published versus having to go in and change it manually. It just saves a little bit of time, but there's hopefully a fun way that I'm going to show you that very much at the end. But here, if there's something upcoming like one of our newsletters and it doesn't yet have an assigned, it'll still post a chat to the marketing team's general channel. And then the final thing that's listed under here under marketing calendar is how to request support. And I'm going to do just that. It's going to launch a separate tab using the new lists forms. This is also in document libraries. So a nice form capability for somebody to come in here and create something new. And I'll just do new for you hackathon watchers. And then we're going to put this as a content type. Let's put it as a blog post. And we'll save on the description. I'll be the author for this one today. And we're going to publish this by the 16th at 11:59 p.m., which is the hackathon deadline, which I'm riding the line right up against. So we'll click submit. And I get the response that pretty much showed you everything that I wanted to show you. One list driven across multiple pages to create a nice custom solution very easily, almost primarily, if not all, out of the box. And the last thing we're going to do here is for the SharePoint Hackathon 2026, where you see everything about it. It says ready to publish. It sure is. I'm going to scroll over and we're just going to click we're done. And in fact, if it clicks and does it right, it'll say published and we're done. Here we go. Click, published, we're done.